are here. All right. Cats are just rolling around a little ball that has treats in it to try and get them to just calm down a little bit. So hopefully it's not too loud. Let's see here. All right. What am I gonna do here? Oh, there's a plane. Sorry. All right, there we go. Yeah, I don't need no plane sounds. All right, so let's see here. Let's go into the webcam settings and make sure things are nice and focused. Maybe move this just a little bit. There we go. There we go. All right. So let's try and get this thing finished if we can. So I've got the two occupants. There we go. Let's get some gloves on. All right, cool. Got our gloves. So now that I'm at this point, I need to do up those. Let's get like a little red light going there. There we go. This is all I need for that. You know what? That's a little too small. Which one? Okay. This one? Yeah, let's go with this one. I feel like that music's still just a little loud. Okay, so we're just going to start off with a little bit red here. Helps if I try speaking clearly. Alright. So got ourselves a little bit of flames going there. Maybe get this sorted out a little bit more. This thing's been leaking like crazy. All right. So I got that done. So now I'm going to go over here. Grab our flathead. Let's try to maybe fix that focus. There we go. Maybe turn that down. Hey, Earhawks, only in for a minute. I know it's late for you. Sleep a reasonable time for you. I'm doing well, man. I'm just painting up some Sci-Fi Orcs. You know, wanted to do something different from the GW stuff, so I got over here my Warbosh, and I've got a big mech and ultra armor. Let's see if I can fix that light there. There we go. So tried to get him in as dynamic a pose as I could, like he's marching in, but then this arm is just so chunky, and the leg keeps it from like being at a pointing stance, so he's kind of got it pointing up a little bit, like it's looming forward. You know, somewhat imposing. Not 5 a.m. yet, so you're on track. You know, compared to a normal Cromlech Orc, like he's just massive, which is fun. So I need to prime that up. I realized that by painting the big boss blue like everything else, he doesn't really stick out quite as much. So I'm gonna redo him. I'm gonna redo him in. Oh my gosh, this music's loud. There we go. I'm gonna redo him in like a black armor. And then I'll have the big mech in blue armor, and that way they're more easy to tell apart for other people at the table, you know. But yeah, no, besides that, I'm just like going through and I'm just trying to find like any blue that I have on my metallics. And then once I've done that, I'm gonna go into like highlighting the metal, and then I'm gonna start wearing and tearing the paint job and stuff. But right now it's just going over with like my darkest metal and just like finding some nicks and scratches and making sure that they're filled in. And then once I've done that, I can go into the rust. You know, it's the whole works, right? It's funny. I don't think people know. It actually takes a lot of work to make something look grungy. Like in my opinion, it's much easier to make like something look like it's fresh out of the workshop. That's not fun. I mean, everyone's got their own brand of fun. For me, not so fun. I like it looking grungy. I want it dirty. I want it rusty. I want there to be blood stains. You know, properly looking like it's been out on the field getting some use out of it. So. That's how I do. Now, how you doing, man? What's new with you? As you can see, the charity I was talking about before, you can see up here. So that's my total. That's my goal. We're at like I think 400, 500 maybe. What does that say? 460, 430. Yeah, so that's money raised so far. I'm gonna keep this going until like the end of the year. So this looks like a big number, but this is also gonna be like the totality of everything every other streamer has done. And yeah, you know, so I wanna plant some trees. Zelda, cut it out. Come on. Gotta stop scratching your leg like that. And give yourself a scab. Anxious cat. Like it's noon. You don't need to be fed right now. I fed you just a couple hours ago. Feed you at 2. But yeah, I like them. I'm all grungy up. Grungied up. That's the new word of the day. Yeah, no. I don't know. Besides that, I'm just hanging out here. Man, this light's bright. There we go. Gonna blind myself. Not much. Hot still. Just been working on this Komodo diorama. Nice. Yeah, I've been seeing posts. I have been, so besides like the minimum like streams that I do, I've been pretty inactive on the internet, unfortunately. So I haven't really seen any of the cool stuff you've been working on. My apologies on that. Yeah, I kind of suck. I'm just tired all the time, you know? Mind you, I've been going out a lot more often, so that's kind of kept me away from computers quite as often. Which, you know, is not a bad thing. I feel bad because there's a really cool community on the internet. And sometimes I think they're cooler than the people in real life. Oh, not sometimes. I know they're cooler than the people in real life a lot of the time. Not that every barrel doesn't have its bad apples, though. Alright, so we've got that. Come on. Been loving the progress pictures you've been sending up, though. They are cool looking, bud. Gotta say, thanks for coming, dropping by, and say hi. I really appreciate that. Seems like it's a quiet day today. I think people are enjoying the sun. And who can blame them? Starting to get some semblance of normality back to life, so... Kit Bash Scratch Build Orky Thing collaboration video for the end of the month. Oh, nice. I dig it. Yeah, I really enjoy working on orc stuff. It's been a nice break from like my other, like my chaos stuff. Yeah, I thought it would have been really cool to get some kind of collab going with all the orky streamers, because there's obviously yourself, there's Jenny Joyo, the Orc Princess as she dubs herself, and then there's Hey It's Orky. But my gosh, the time zones would be a nightmare to work around. It would be impossible to get all 4 people on a camera at the same time. Okay. Alright, I think I need to acknowledge that I've done the base bits, and I just need to now start actually like doing other highlights. So far, E6 Boys, Sauger Candy, Minis, Weird Ones, Brack the War Boss, and I confirmed for the collab. Oh, that's awesome. Weird Ones, like Charlie, right? Charlie's reached out to me somewhat recently. And then I started talking to him about trees. He's also Canadian. It's a prairie boy out in the prairie provinces. I will not say which. I mean, mind you, like each of those provinces is the size of several countries. But you know, it's another thing. Yeah. Yeah, seems like a good egg. Alright, cool. So now I've done that. I guess I should just start like edging things. Start beating the heck out of this car. I think that's really like just the next step. Cool. Alright. Time to beat the crap out of this car. Let's see here. Alright, so obviously just anything that's a corner or edge is going to be a little, you know what? Here, what we'll do, instead of using that, because that one bends really easily, we'll just keep going here like that. That is a jarring transition that you only kind of see from a shuffle. That threw me for a loop right there. I did not like that. Oh, meow of sadness. Hi. You're so chatty. Are you trying to make people think I starve you? A bunch of Canadian college students spend a ton of time in Ontario. Sometimes on stream people ask if I'm Canadian because I inadvertently go out and about. Yeah, it's not oot and a boot, it's out and about. Unless you're from Newfoundland, then it's oot and a boot. There was a great way. So there was a thing I was watching, and they explained basically why it is that Americans think we're saying oot instead of out. And it had to do with that there's a little thing that we do in our grammar where when we say things like OU, we actually pronounce it with like a subtle E at the beginning. So it's out, like out. But when it's said really fast, it's out. And it gets registered as an oo. It was very fascinating. I was able to show another streamer a thing, and basically they read the instructions on how to pronounce how Canadians talk, and they were able to replicate it, and they're like, oh, okay, I hear it now. And I'm like, yeah, see, we're not saying ooh, we're not saying boot. Gets people very riled up. Gets me very riled up. It's like, that's not what we're saying, though. I don't do it on purpose, it just happens. No, it's all good. It's all good. What was it? Yeah, like, yeah. I won't go into it. It's all good. We're good. We're cool. Let's see here. So we're gonna start doing some scratch lines there. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Let's see. So, any new orc releases? Like, I mean, I know everyone's talking about the GW orcs, which do look really cool, and I probably would get that kill team because it's a cool-looking kill team. Anything else though? It's super cool looking. Like, I'm no GW fanboy, but you know, props on that. That was a really cool release. I mean, like they release a lot of cool looking stuff. Like, I think the only times things get a little like stagnant is when they focus a little too much on the Space Marines. But you know, there's cool Space Marine release sometimes too. I've been like keeping eyes out on like other products as much as I can, just so that you know, see like what else is out there. Mantic had a really cool Kings of War release for an army called the Salamanders, I think. It's a bunch of like dragon folk and like fire elementals and stuff. It's really cool looking. Alexi from For Fun said he's working on some new stuff for Fun and Artel. I love Artel W so much. What's his name? Jason? No, Jay. It's Jay. Jay from Artel. He's a nice guy. The little that I've spoken with him. I'm supposed to make a YouTube video for him, and I'm intimidated. But I should probably get started on recording that stuff. I have assembled the models. That's kind of the first step. So, yeah, I really like the rock band Orcs. The band The Boys. That was a really cool release that they did. But For Fun, I don't know if I've seen For Fun stuff. Do you got any links? Let me make sure that you don't get your messages deleted when you send your link, though. Not that. Regulars, add. Let's see here. Make sure you're added. Okay, cool. Yeah, you're good for sending links. For Fun miniatures. Let's take a look at that. I feel like I got a sneeze coming up. Darn sneezes. Let's see here. I don't think I've ever seen these guys before. Miniatures. Ah, the Knight. Toad of War. Ooh, there's a section for big orcs. Oh, that's neat looking. Toad's pretty cute. Like its little mouth. have I seen these before? The sewn torsos. Yes, I have seen these before. Okay, okay, yes. This was a shop that I was wanting to order some stuff from, because the sewn orc torsos were really cool. Oh, he did the Nukas. Okay. Nice. Yeah, the Nukas I think are one that I just ordered quite recently, so I'm anticipating those coming in. Yeah, recently I ordered the Nukas, Boss on a war bike. What else did I get from Martel? Can't remember. That may have been the Commandos. I have everything from For Fun already. Mango Smasher, how are you doing? We're just working on this truck here. Having a good old talk about orcs. Hope your day's going lovely. Alright, I finally get to do some highlights for the metal. So I'm going to put this away. Let's grab this one. We're going to go 2 tones up. Doing well. Painting a test model of an orc. Oh, awesome. Good old orky orc. Alright, you know what? We're not even gonna wait for that to dry. We're just gonna wipe and move on. Okay, I'm gonna grab that. I hope your day's been good today, Mango. In case I didn't already say that. I probably did. Probably repeating myself. Oh, yeah, sure. Of course. By all means, Mango. You have to give me a moment. I don't think I have my Discord open right now. Oh, no, I do. Let's go take a look in there. What has Mango posted? Alright. Ooh. Oh, that's so fun looking. Let's open up the original so I can zoom in on that. Oh, having a good night, Earhawks? Alright, you have yourself a lovely night. Sleep well. Hope your day tomorrow is just as good, if not better than today. Oh, he's like in a red robe. I like how you did the red and green there. Skin looks lovely on that. You got your stitching all done on the robes. That's beautiful. Which model is that? Oh, it's from Dominion. Okay, cool. Yeah, so we got that. Are you doing a whole box right now as a commission, or is this your box? You have 6.5 boxes? Oh my god. Why do you have so many? Taking 7 hours to do this or currently. Why not? I don't know. He made sure to leave some on the shelf for other people, right? Maybe. I hope so. Never know with GW. They're so inconsistent with what is and is not limited release. They really need to crack down on that. Or at least, you know, for them to be up in front when something's limited or not. It's a very cool looking box, though. It's a very cool looking box. All right. So we got that. Okay. And this is just a nightmare that I'm going to just beat up with all sorts of mud and stuff, so that's fine. I'm not really going to spend any time highlighting any of it. It's all going to be too dirty to reflect light. So I got that. I'll do that as a final highlight, but I need to just finish the current ones first. so I got that there. So my thought process is with this interior here, for all these highlighted ridges and such, I'm just going to take this here and mix this in. And hopefully I'll be able to get something that can highlight well on top of that metallic. So I don't want to spend a whole lot of time. There's a lot of detail in there. And a dry brush might be my best friend on this. Cool. It's kind of streaky, so just gonna go like that. I'm gonna use a lot of rust washes on this later, so the color differentiation should take care of itself. I like these badger hair dry brushes, but they just soak paint in like a sponge. Here, I can probably just touch that up a little bit. So to not completely destroy the brush, just give it a little bit of a wash. I'm not going to plan on dry brushing anything else after that. Alright. So, now that I've done that, I'm going to want to use this for scratch marks. But first I'm going to go, I think I'm going to go into the washes. So we've got our 2 rust washes. We've got a rust and a light rust. And then I've got a pigment powder. And I'll usually use a combination of the 3 whenever I'm wanting to rust stuff up. So I don't really want to get the rust in here, so I'm just going to be using the top parts of the little slab palette. So let's just start off with some light rust. I'm just going to start going into bits here. Don't really want to hit everything, just starting off, because if you get everything, what ends up happening is like in real life we see things that are all rusty, but it works kind of against us when we're doing it in miniature painting. I've yet to be able to find a way to replicate something that's fully rusted. I think part of it is because when you look at something that's rusted completely, there's different concentrations in the colors. It's not all just one shade of rust. It's, you know, there's going to be one part that's darker than the other. There's going to be patches. Rust is very interesting. I recommend for all mini painters who want to do rust effects to go take photos of things that they see. Like just, I find fences to be a great example. Yeah, Ganon, that's right. But if you want your rust to be selling, you really want to concentrate in certain select areas. That's kind of what I think the rust washes work best with, is because rust is most often caused by water, right? And so when you go and you put your rust wash in things, it ends up really selling that look. Oh my gosh, Ganon. Hey, cut it out. Don't be a jerk. Oh, you want up here? Oh, here, let me move these. You're right, I've got minis all over the place. You can blame Reaper for sending me too many goodies. Or blame Reaper for me ordering too many goodies from them. More accurately. There we go. Now if you want to be a jerk to me, you can be a jerk to me up through my face, Ganon. God, I got such a headache today. I wonder if I didn't sleep well enough. Okay. So now that we've done a round of the light wash for rust, let's do a round of the just regular rust. And I've got a third one called heavy rust too. Whoops. Go there. Let's try and soak that bit up first. I don't want that going into other places. And we're just gonna dab it around places the other ones did not reach. Oh, Snazzy, how's it going? I missed your messages there. I had a quiet streak, so I just got into the zone. I have arrived, I am awesome, and I know it. I would agree with most of those points. Glad to see you, bud. Welcome back to streaming life, too, by the way. I've just been doing an orc truck and just rusting the ever-living crap out of it. Oh, what would you say? Would you say it's a pretty convincing rust job? Nice. I've been watching a new Starfinder campaign. Oh, awesome. How you liking that? Alright, let's go with this one. This brush is beaten to ever-looking heck. Yeah, that's a great job. I love your painting. It's so cool. Well, I appreciate that, man. Thank you, thank you. Just finished their session 0, so it's been good. Oh, awesome. So you're just watching this one? You're not partaking in it? Okay, so this is a little test here. Oh, that's nice. Okay. I'm just going to just do a little bit of a bam. Time to start scratching it. The scratches are going to be... Oh, that was crap. This ain't going to have no paint or paint on it, because that's going to all be mudded up. There's a little scratch there, scratch there. They don't really show very well. That's fine. That's okay. Not everything needs to be perfect. That's really all I'm going to do, I think, on that. Yeah, I guess I gotta finish those horns. I've really been ignoring them. Alright, let's move. Nope. Got a jumper. Oh no, where'd it go? I'm looking for a knot rocket. I think it's a flamethrower attachment. Ah, there it is. Ah, da, da, da. Doesn't need to show very much. Yeah, exactly. It's all about the detail. It's just like the fact that it's there. It makes it look more complete. It doesn't have to be the centerpiece to it. Now I need this. Oh, that is a very dry palette. It's gonna go here. We're just gonna I'm totally finding more and more like little black bits that I just like didn't paint. That's okay though. It happens. So yeah, we're just gonna. There we go. Now, I kind of want to keep those crevices clean. I kind of put paint on that was way too wet. It's better off with the dry, but that's okay. We'll keep it like that for the most part, and then we'll just go over with like a very light khaki. Just a heads up, we'll be locking the Going Live channel in Discord, so I've automated it, and it will post for you without having to touch it. Oh, well, that's nice. Thank you. I really appreciate that, man. I need to figure out how to do that on my own channel. Are you using Meesix for that? You bet. You bet, as in as it is Meesix? One less thing before you go live. Yeah, I need to figure out how to do that myself. You can like send me a tutorial, I can figure it out on my channel. Stream cord. Cool. Okay. I'll go look up some stream cord tutorials. There we go. Got ourselves a tusk here. And I need to get that like metal there. Super simple, walks you through step by step. Oh, dope. Okay, cool. I like super simple. That just makes one less thing for me to do. It's kind of a pain having to go through like servers and do that every time. And I'm pretty lazy. I'm a pretty lazy streamer, man. Like, if I don't have to do something, I don't want to. You know? Okay. That bottle, I tell you, it's gonna ruin a model on me. It's my only beef with those. Okay, so I'm gonna have to like redo all of that on there, but that's whatever. Or I could do that one with dust. I mean, all that's gonna be mostly dust. Were you not already in my Discord? I could have swore you were. It's okay if you weren't. Alright. So I'm going to want to get something for like dust. Okay, should I do blood then dust or dust then blood? Let's start off with dust. This is a nice dusty color. Oh, apparently not. Well, that's okay. Welcome. No worries, dude. I feel like I'm in too many Discords as it is as well, so. Oh, don't mind me, just running over my models in the back. Alright, let's see here. Is this a good color? Not really. I feel like this is like a really good dust. It's a sandy brown, but it's not really like... I could do this and then this. I mean, I feel like this is more of an earthy texture, so I'll go with this one. You were in the maximum amount available? Dang, man. I mean, like, I know that I'm not actively in 10% of the servers I'm members of. Like, it's just not possible to be. You know, like, you can only provide so much of your attention. I was actively in 20. Exactly. Yeah, 20 is like... And 20 is hard to be a member of, right? Like, that alone's pretty impressive. Like, I know out of like the 100 or so in my server, maybe 20 people are active. It's just how things go, right? You know, you enjoy yourself in the moment there, and you know, because you found yourself there, and you know, maybe it doesn't captivate you forever, and that's okay. I think the one thing for me is just like, if the person who navigates or like runs the server isn't active, it's a little hard to stay active there yourself. That's my only thing. Hey man, I'm not even always active in my server. I try to pop in twice a day. It's like the best I'm able to do at this time. Honestly, you know what? Today, it's really quiet, and I actually really don't mind that, because today being quiet tells me that people have something better to do than spend time with me, which means that life is probably going back to normal for a lot of people. Because today is a Saturday. In some parts of the world, today is already Sunday. And that's a good thing, I find. Also, like, again, I have not been active whatsoever, so I'm probably like paying the price in that. That's fine. I don't mind. I originally started this channel so that people could have a place to escape their stresses, particularly pandemic related. So if people don't have time to be here, that's a good thing, as far as I'm considered. Oh my god, I am loving how this truck is looking. Hey, yeah, no worries, buddy. Bye-bye, Chapstick. This looks nice and appropriately not taken care of. I am in love with this. This is great looking. Hello, Shay. How are you? I'm doing well. Merci. Merci. Magma Hetty, hello. Thank you. Oh, one sec. There we go. Had to mute to sneeze. I'm doing really good. Thank you. I really appreciate this. This is a project I've been working on for a while now. And I think I'm finally coming close to finishing it. I've been working on it simultaneously with this guy over here. So this is the colors it looks like before, minus the pink. Don't mind the pink. The pink's going to be turned into yellow later on. But yeah, this is a orc truck that I've been working on, and I really wanted to... Oh, I should get the Dusty in there. There we go. That's an idea. I added all the rust, and now I'm just going in and I'm trying to get things nice and dusty. So I'm using this MSP Uniform Brown for dust. That's orc. Looks like Marines. I mean, it's blue. But I have my orcs so this comes from Cromlech. So the sculpt is a little bit different, but these are the models. So the scheme that I have for my orcs is that they're clever orcs, and so they use the color blue a lot. Because orcs believe blue is both lucky and clever. And so they're particularly fond of blue things. Almost fine. My Daedra sculptor is done. And I burned myself with the hot glue gun. Oh no! Diarrhea sculpt. Whoops, when autocorrect does not work in your favor. I'm going to presume that's an autocorrect thing right there. I did see that you posted something new in the sculpture channel there. It looked really cool. I didn't really get a chance to look at it quite yet. Let's see here. It wasn't an autocorrect. Are you trying to make a joke? I hope that's a joke then. Want to be nice. Shay's big on the Narutos. Gremling is a huge Naruto fan too. All right. So now I just need to add some blood splatter on here, as well as do these helmets, which I keep forgetting about. And then after that, so there's these weapon attachments. So I've got a orc bazooka here, or I've got this machine gun. And I've magnetized both the bits. And after that, I just need to paint the driver and the gunist. So in both of them, they've got a little attachment here. But I've just gone and magnetized this bit. So once I finish these guys, then I can glue them in. It'll be fun. But again, the guns themselves will not be glued in. They're just magnetized. Yeah, I got some weapon options for these guys. But first, blood. I mean, you can't have something like this. Like, clearly they're going to try and run people over. So, oh, good stretch. Need that stretch. All right. So, how we want to do this. First, let's go with some dry blood. Let's grab our favorite friend, a toothbrush. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put blood on the tip here, and I'm going to use the flicking motion. 40 cal. And what that's going to do for us is, actually before I do that, I should finish this, and I should also do this one. So I'm going to do those two things first. That would be the smart thing to do. And then I can start doing the blood splatter. So let's grab this off-white. We're just gonna keep going over this. Hi, Ganon. You being a cutie patootie. Bye, Ganon. Ganon's starting to play nice, which tells me he's asking for food. And, it's close to food time. At the very least, I'll be taking a break to feed him. But how was your day so far today, Shay? Besides the sculpture, did you do anything that you enjoyed? Likewise for you, Magma Heady. I was with my family, and my sister helps me about the painting on your sculpture. She's way better than you at painting. And you used for the first time an airbrush. Oh, that's exciting. I'm glad to hear that. Wait, orcs aren't smart. What? Oh, these orcs are smart-ish. Oh, hi, Ganon. Hello. Or at the very least, they're clever. Okay, so for this head, do I want to do a light blue? Like, do I want to make it look like it's an ultramarine or an imperial fist? Let's go with an ultramarine. So I got ultramarine highlight here, like the actual color ultramarine, and then I've got this, which I believe is also an ultramarine blue. Smirt. Yeah, at the very least they're smirt. SMRT. Alright. So yeah, so we'll just grab this. And then for the rest I'll do red for the other two. Smirter. Yeah. It probably makes more sense for me to just use the red one, because that's the color of the actual Space Marines that I have. But you know, maybe these guys are, because I have multiple armies. I let the game's a little expensive for my friends, and I've got a little more disposable income than them, so I have multiple armies so that they can pick one when they want to play with me. So, you know, guest armies. Big hobby. Yeah, it's a huge hobby, right? And I don't blame them for not wanting to jump on in. And you know, I've tried to tell them like, oh, well, here, there's a couple other cost-effective examples, but like it's still like, you know, the starting cost to get in can be quite high, especially compared to other hobbies. I know a lot of people in the Warhammer community are like, oh, Magic the Gathering is so much more expensive. But it's like, you know, it costs like $20 to get into Magic, like just to start and then just start playing. You know, you're not going to be able to start Warhammer for $20. So, but you know, whatever, it's fine. This is like half Marine, half Terminator head. It's kind of interesting. Oh, Star Wars Legion. Those have some really cool models to them. I really like those. Add a 0 to the 20 and you can start. Yeah, exactly. I do like the start collecting boxes. Like those are, you know, those are a nice way for new people to start into like the Warhammer and stuff. Or like you can go into like 3D printing, or like you can get like third-party models, and like you might be able to like shave the cost down a little bit, but you know, it's really not like that. Like, buy a starter deck of Magic for $20 and start. And plus, if you're already playing Magic and stuff, and you're trying to like, keep up with new sets, and not even necessarily standard, but like just like with Commander and stuff, it can still be a little bit of an uptick. Oh yeah, Ganon? Are you telling me you're sad, Ganon? Oh, you're such a sad meow. Ganon, be happy. It's more like he's begging for food right now. I'll have to step away in like maybe 15 minutes to go give him some foods. I tried to appease them by putting like snacks in their little roller ball. So just a little ball that they can roll around the house, and it dispenses snacks for them. Keeps them engaged, gives me some quiet. But it only lasts for so long. So his way of begging is like being extra cute, walking in, giving a little meow, booping my leg, and then walking away. Like, the intention is I'm supposed to follow him because he's cute. He's a little manipulative. I don't mind. He's a cat. He's asking the way that he knows how. There we go. So we got like ourselves a little ultramarine head or something like that. It's like totally the wrong shades, but whatever. I'm not too picky. It's not like I'm going to go into a Games Workshop shop. Actually, that's right. I noticed that the one in my house, or not in my house, in town here, it's no longer called Games Workshop. It's just called Warhammer. It's just the Warhammer store. They took down the Games Workshop sign. Which I was a little caught off guard by. So I don't know if that's just my location that's doing that, or if that's like something other stores are seeing as well. I really don't know. Snacks. Oh yeah, he's super greedy. He's super greedy. Alright, so we've got that. I guess I could put in like little red eyes. What's happening? Yeah. I was at the Games Workshop the other day. Just picking up a couple of texture pastes because for crackle paint they seem to have the best there is, but God, it's so expensive. And I noticed the sign was not Games Workshop. The sign said Warhammer. I don't know if that's a new thing or not. Alright, so I've done that for the one little thing. And now we're going to do the blood splatter. Yeah, I don't know. But that's okay. I mean, honestly, for how often I go, it doesn't affect or impact my life. Like, literally, the only thing I buy from there regularly now is, like, these. Because the crackle is super nice looking. Yeah, we're going to do blood effects. So, we're going to do some dried blood from Vallejo Game Effects. It's more of like a reddish brown. And then there's like the fresh blood. Which, I use what I have on hand, but when I replace this, I'm going to replace it with the fresh blood from Vallejo Game Effects. So how I do this, for actual splatter, I'm going to pour some on here. We're just going to go like that. I'm just going to spread it across here. And it's going to waste a lot of paint on my thumb, but that's why we get the cheaper stuff. And we just go like that. And you can see here there's starting to get a little bit of splatter. And I'm just going to keep going. And again, like a lot of it gets on my thumb, but we're not really worried about that. And we're going to do larger streaks as well. But for now, I'm just going to go with these. Maybe tap a little bit. A little bit of, a little bit of gore to it. I can't see, but it looks good. So here you go. So you can see we're getting like that there. Hi, Ganon, you're back. Now we've got the gore tips here. Just it's little speckles. It's a little hard to see with the rust because we're using the dried blood. So I think we're going to move on to the blood for the blood god because it's glossy. Hi, buddy. Are you being really cute? Here. Maybe you'll stay with me and you still say hi. Huh? You want to stay and hang out? Meow. You want to say hi? Good. I'm going to say hi. Hi, buddy. Yeah. Oh, come on. Get in there. Yes, drape his fur in dried blood. I made sure that he didn't have paint on him. Come on now. I'm not going to get him covered in paint. That'd be rude of me. Especially if he licks himself. Oof. Don't want that. Alright, so, a bit more of this here. Looks like a killing spree. Yeah. It's kind of the goal that we got there. I wonder if that happens if I put it like that. So now that I've done that, we're just going to actually place some strategically here with our brush now. Do the things that it can. Ever tried painting an outline of a body on the front? No, I can't say I have. That'd be quite entertaining. I think it'd be even funnier if it was like one of those white lines like that you see in crime scene movies. So we're just gonna go here. We're just gonna dab these here. So after all, these are for a war game. So we're just gonna get some of the areas that got missed. And like that. And these are good for like the big, like, or the small bits, like the ones that look a little bit more natural, but we still want to have like larger splotches, especially on these horns, because we want the horns to look like they've actually, like, you know, penetrated somebody. And then we've got like these spikes here, like these would have done some damage. I think the toothbrush method is great for getting across like the idea that, you know, it's how do you say, the splatter itself, but it doesn't really do anything good for in terms of larger effects. You know, we're high pressure meat bags, so if you hit us hard enough, we splash. And gotta do what I can to try and get that message across. Yeah, this would have had some on it. Gotta have some like here. You know, ruin their paint job a little bit. And get that in. There we go. That is, whew, that is nasty looking. I love that. There we go. Look at that. Isn't that exciting? Yeah. Now, we're still not done. As happy as I am with this, and I could call this finished, it's missing something pretty crucial. And that is a little bit of... Why so little blood on the horns? Gory. I think that's like, you know what? You're right. This one's a little less. We need full-on kills. You know what? You're not wrong. Oh, where'd my cap go? There we go. I don't really need the nicest brush for that. Show them that they didn't survive. So we're going to go here. Man, I remember back in the day when like they didn't have blood effect paints like this. Gosh, it was so hard to get like a blood splatter look. Like it was so freaking difficult, especially if you didn't have like gloss on hand. I don't know if you watch Jenny Joyo, but I did a little like how-to with her for gore effects. That was a fun co-stream. She's super fun to co-stream with. Just like a barrel full of laughs. All right, so what I'm gonna do here, let's grab like a trap brush. Something that is, yeah, so this one's, okay, this is kind of like turned into my dump brush. So we're going to need to get a little bit more stuff in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and create some crackle. Just to really show that like this is like dusty as heck. So I can go up in here. Now, usually I would go and I would grab like mud, but with my current scheme, I'm trying to make it look like these orcs are kind of like in a desert wasteland. Very like Mad Max-esque, right? So it's a little hard to achieve that if I go with mud. It'll be very contrasting. I just want to grab, like, you know, make it random, make it organic. More. I can't go too overkill. You know, I appreciate the enthusiasm, though. The enthusiasm is very enlightening. A for effort, E for A for effort, B for evaluation. Alright, so here, I guess it kind of looks like a mud flap. I will say I might add a little bit more here. These areas are a little splatter free. A little more than they should be. Breaks the illusion when it's like that. Do 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 do. So if I turn around, enough to crackle, it looks like. I might have to go thicker. I'm probably gonna have to throw washes on it. Make it fit in with the rest. The one unfortunate side is that it's so bright. It's very, very bright. I would have probably preferred a crackle paint that was a little darker. I like to go dark and then go up in my brightness tones. But that's me. Not everyone likes to do that. I know that technically speaking, like the GW method is actually quite bright. But I don't really do that method, nor do I subscribe to it has to look like the box. We want to try and make our stuff look a little more original than that, you know? Alright. So we're going to go just light on this here. I will say this stuff is very convincing, the blood for the blood god. There have been a few times that I've gone and looked at my hand to find that I had some of the paint there, and was a little concerned that, oh, did I cut myself? Okay. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to that. Oh, we got some good splatter there this time around. There we go. Look at that. Just a monster. All right. Whew. Funniest thing is the blood for the blood god actually turns pink when you mix it with water. See? Look at that. All right. Let's check in on that crackle. Not loving it. So what I can always do is go back in with this and dry brush it in. Also probably want to grab some Army Painter Strong Tone. Oh, that's red. Where's my Strong Tone? I had a replacement that I got. Soft, strong, dark, green, purple, flesh, red. Ah, there we go. The empty bottle, almost empty, and then the new one. All right. So, got that there. Got a little bit of crackle. Not the most exciting amount. Yeah, it does not want to crackle for us. Craft and Canvas, what's up? How you doing? I thought you were streaming right now. Are you lurking? Are you lurking, Craft? You come and say hi? I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I'm just painting stuff up. I'm almost finished on this model, which makes me pretty happy. It's a pretty cool one. I'm pretty happy with it so far. No stream. Am I thinking of a different time that I saw you online? Was that last night? Is my head just broken? I feel like my head's probably broken. Just ate dinner, so gonna need a nap. Last night, okay. Those are real life sirens right now, in case anyone's wondering. We're good over here, but hopefully someone else is doing not too terrible. Unless it's too many humans for us to all be doing alright. Not everyone's going to be okay all the time, unfortunately. Did you have a good stream last night? Craft, you need to start giving me a hard time, because I am like dragging my feet on assembling Mando and Grogu. Can you like yell at me a little bit? Like, oh, Ganon, like that, like that. Yell at me like how Ganon's yelling at me. Yes, it was amazing. Oh, I'm happy to hear that. Amazing streams are great. Just the best. I don't care. That's not... Oh, that still makes me feel bad, so okay. That works. I took forever. Oh, man. Well, I need to get my butt in gear. So, thank you, I guess. I don't know. Oh, hi, Ganon. Are you still, like, doing your thing? He begs in the most fascinating way. He tries to be so cute that I will feed him. And then he'll occasionally make sad meows. Whereas his sister takes the aggressive approach and it just tries to annoy me until I feed her.
What were you working on yesterday? Was it 3D modeling? Was it something else? Oh, you were doing a silk painting. What was the painting of? I mean, I could just go over and like watch the VOD, but I'm much more interested in talking with you about it. Oh, hi, Gannon. Is silk from higher class? No, she paints on an actual like canvas made out of silk. A lot of the time they end up being like scarves and stuff. It's really cool. She's really good at them. I should make that like actually like look like a lens. I don't really know how to do lenses though. Oh man, that attempt on making like crusty dust was a total flop. It's some trees and some flowers. It turned out okay. I'm halfway. I don't know if particularly Japanese, but yeah. Sounds like you're getting the idea. Oh, thank you for the host there, Craft. You can see the amount of paint you blobbed on. Yeah, it's it's at its very end. Like, I don't know if you can see how little there is, and it just kept giving me bubbles and bubbles and bubbles. I'm like, I don't want useless bubbles. Like, give me like something to work with. And then it just vomited out like a huge amount. I just didn't say anything about it. I felt pretty whatever about the situation. I was like, fine, that's how you're gonna be. I have a brand new bottle, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm not too stingent on my paint. Although I don't like when a bottle runs out, because then I have to order new paint, and that makes me go a little sad. But, you know, whatever. It's paint, it's meant to be used. As long as it doesn't discontinue, I'm fine. And if it does, there's so many different paint companies on the market now. Like, I can always find a replacement. Yeah, exactly. Finish it. Don't say. Don't they say to be careful using acrylics? Careful how? Like, don't use too much. Yes and no. I don't know. I'm a bit of a wild child. Whenever people say, don't do this, I'm like, whatever, pops, and I just go and I do whatever I want. It's like whenever people say, like, what do you call? What is it? They're like, always thin your paints. It's such a load of lies. There's so many different viscosities between paints that, like, depending on what paint you're using, you don't necessarily have to thin it if it's already really thin. It's more accurate to say make sure you're using thin paint, or that your paint is thin. But, like, to say always thin your paints, like, for example, Pro Acryl is already quite thin. MSP is already quite thin. P3 is super thin. And so if I was to thin those paints, I would probably end up with a very unhappy situation. But, like, on top of that, this is a wash. It's not quite a paint. I mean, it is a paint. It's a very, very thin paint. The purpose of a wash is to go into the recesses. Oh, don't waste expensive paint. This is like $3. I can get it across the street. I've been using the same bottle for like a year, probably. Yeah. I don't buy a lot of, like, okay, so these right here are some of the only Games Workshop products that I use because Games Workshop is overpriced. Like, I can get Pro Acryl, which is like a magnificently better paint. I have to order it from the States, which is like kind of a bummer because it's a bit of a pain, but like it costs less than Games Workshop. And don't get me wrong, like GW, Games Workshop, Citadel paints, they're good. They're not bad. Are they worth the price? I don't think so. They charge like highway robbery. I am located in Canada. I'm in British Columbia, specifically in the Vancouver area. So it's easy for me to like order stuff from the States, but if I have to pay, for example, like shipping, it can be a little bit of a hassle. So usually I do like large bulk orders when I do order things from the States, which is all right, you know. If you have the money, sir, why not? Yeah, no, you know, I mean, $3, like, literally, I have a game shop right across the street from me that sells Army Painter. Army Painter's not my first choice, but I do really like their washes. I use their washes and their primers. Yeah, that stuff I'm not too worried about. And one of the reasons, like, I'm kind of like, I complain a little bit about the Grelin Earth stuff. It's because, like, this costs like $8.50 a bottle, and to get the best use out of it, you have to use a lot of it, which kind of bums me out a bit. Makes me a little sad. Bit of a sad panda. But, you know, if you shop smart when you're getting your paints, you can be a little more liberal with them, right? And not have to worry about like you're spending money on gold leaf, right? Oh man, these are looking wicked. I'm liking this. And there's like other things too you can do, like using a wet palette. Using a wet palette also really helps. I have my wet palette just to my right here, but the stages I'm using right now are mostly involving like dry brushing, so I'm not needing to use it right now. $12 here in Australia. Oh, okay. So you guys have some of the worst prices for Games Workshop in the world. This I know. You in Japan have the literal worst hijack prices. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah, so Our Canadian dollar is about the same price as an Australian dollar, and the idea that you guys have to pay such lucrative prices is offensive, and kind of part of the reason why I have a lot of beef with Games Workshop. And if you ever ask me to be candid about it, I will be. I do not like them. I think it's important to make money off your product, like that's fine. But their pricing strategies are abhorrent. And like people make the excuses like, oh well, they're made in the UK, or oh, you know, they're this and they're that. It's like, okay, sure, like well, let's try to humor some of those for a moment. Why is it that the same amount of plastic that would have the same amount of production value costs different? We look at other companies that also make miniatures. Like if we look at Mantic Games, we look at Cromlech, we look at like any of those other producers that make things in-house. They don't charge $30 for a single plastic dude. Have I painted Tau? I have not painted Tau. I like Tau. Tau looked really cool. So I have here at home, I've got some Firstborn Space Marines, which I've already finished painting up for the most part. I've got a bunch of Orcs. Very few of them are GW. Most of them are Cromlech or Spellcrow. I have... Let's see here. What else have I got? I've got a bunch of old Tyranids. Nurgle. I really like Nurgle stuff. But a lot of the stuff I paint is third party. Because like the third party stuff looks cool. Like Artel W. I've got a lot of Artel W orcs. Like, look how gnarly this guy is, right? Like that's cool as heck. My biggest model will not show on this small camera. So if you think of like I want you to think of like a 1-year-old, like a toddler, that maybe can just walk. My largest miniature is that size. I have not painted it yet. It is the Death May Die Cthulhu. Like literally the size of a toddler. Okay, Cannon, can I get you to like bugger off for a little bit? You're very soft and you're very cute, but I'm trying to focus on things. I'm talking to people. What empire? Let's see here. I'm going to put a couple things away here. Yeah, if you look up the Kickstarter Death May Die Cthulhu, I know that Joe Manganello has one. It's massive, massive. Okay, so we've got those. So put that away. And now I need some Procryl. That's this one? Yeah, that's this one. So I don't need the burnt red. I'm going to use the red red. Now let's put this gray, this burnt umber away. And I can put this flesh tone away as well. Who am I kidding? I actually need that burnt umber still. Okay. So what I'm going to do here this it? There we go. I'm just going to take little bits off this here. Cannon, my lovely little friend. Can you leave me alone? You're being such a rascal right now. Magna Head, if you're interested, I have on my Discord server a large list of different miniature manufacturers. I also have them like it's in a spreadsheet. And Ganon, cut it out. Oh, you're so sad. I have it in a spreadsheet where you can basically break things down based on like what they work as proxies for. Now, I haven't seen any tile proxies. Like there's like a million Space Marine proxies, Nurgle proxies, Orc proxies. So if you're ever looking for something that's outside of the GW range, you might find something that you like. Open a can of sardines for him. I actually have some frozen adult sardines in my freezer right now. He is not a big fan of seafood, though. He's really picky. Like I try to give him like actual meat. He's not interested in it. He'll smell it and then he leaves it alone. I don't know if this is because he's a good little boy or if he's just a picky little brat. He's a very problem child cat. Come on. Cooperate with me here. Does it need to be more burnt red on that? Closer to the color I'm looking for. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta keep painting over what you paint. Eventually you'll find what you're looking for. right. Oh, sad kitty. I think that's probably going to call it a day for me. I'm pretty happy with how this is looking. And I think if I'm going to do the actual like orcs to go with it on another day. So let's see who's online right now. Wow, there's very few people streaming right now. Oh my gosh, Ganon. Oh my gosh. Alright, well, let's see here. Not that one. Maybe, you know what, let's go check out Bob the Fool. I've never seen their stream before. And maybe we'll find a new friend here. One sec. All right. And let's raid.